We have more record all-time highs coming in for silver. So live at the time of making this video, we are sitting once again exactly as we have predicted. A lot of you guys who've been on this journey, we're sitting at record all-time highs. So $96.74 is the official price coming in today. I'll be talking to you guys about where this can go in the future. We have some big secret alpha that is brewing that I think you really should start to have on the radar as this world gets a little bit more chaotic, because this big alpha has broken. I'll talk to you guys about what the impact on silver is, the impact on precious metals is going to be if that becomes true. Plus a ton more. So guys, appreciate you tuning in. If you have a comment, leave it down below. So shout out to Top Down Under 2011. Shout out to Young Pistachio right there, guys. Appreciate the comments, and let's get straight into today's video. Now, what's important to understand is everyone who's been stacking silver, and it really doesn't matter where you've bought your silver. So you could have bought your silver yesterday, you could have bought it a week ago, you could have bought it a month ago, or maybe you have seen the light for a long time and you bought it many years ago. You're going to be sitting on a huge profitable stack of silver right now. There's absolutely no denying it. What's interesting, I want to remind you guys, is you're not going to get silver actually for $96.79 anymore. Yes, you can buy the paper version of this, which we know people can trade this as ETFs and things like that, but you're not going to be able to buy the physical silver for $96 currently in the world. So the cheapest you're going to be able to get physical silver for example, in Australia from a reputable place, e.g. the Perth Mint, guys, it's going to be around 156 Australian dollars. And you know what's interesting about that? That clocks in at about 106.76 US dollars. So there is a big premium. It's about a $10 premium on the real silver price right now. And fantastic. So if you're holding the real stuff, you're holding the physical bullion, guys, your price of silver is actually way higher than $96. So congratulations, huge gains coming in. Now, I'm not really interested in short-term trading silver. This is not why we're making these videos. That's not why we're in the market. Respect if you are, look, trading this, but this is not an asset I'm looking to short-term trade. But you can see right now, we're seeing records in platinum, we're seeing records in gold. Why is this happening? What's blowing around? And I have to be honest with you, exactly what we've been predicting on the channel is starting to potentially come true. Now, the next big thing, and this is what could be front running the precious metal prices at the moment. And sometimes you might see this where the price of assets start to spike before you actually see the real action take place. And what I mean by that is, if you have a look right here, guys, there are intelligence signals coming out that this is pretty much underway. So the US is expected to complete preparations across the region in the coming days for a possible attack against Iran, according to Channel 12 in Israel. Okay, that is huge, right? So this thing is potentially underway. We also have right here several Eurofighter Typhoon FGR-4s with the number 12 squadron of the British Royal Air Force have been deployed to this base in Qatar, with escalating tensions with Iran, according to the UK right there. And it's all starting to come together. And also at the same time, you potentially have withdrawal of American ground troops from Syria. Now, if you kind of think about it logically, what's happening right here is there might have potentially been a green light from President Trump with President Trump's allies to conduct a strike or strikes or multiple strikes or something against Iran right now. And it's pretty much locked in. So now they're going through the motion, and the press is probably not going to report about this. So this is not stuff you're going to find in the mainstream news, but most likely they're going to set in all the, the logistical, the things that need to happen for this actually to become a reality. And, one reason they're probably getting rid of these guys out of, or removing troops out of Syria, is because they don't want these, to be a potential target for Iran potentially in the event that Iran fires back. So again, you have a look at this country, Iran, if they get annoyed, if they don't like these strikes against them, they might potentially fire missiles at Syria. It could potentially go into Israel as well, or any type of like US, base or, position around the Middle East. So this is probably what is happening in the background. And you can just see, look, based off this intelligence that may have, already been communicated at a top secret level in the US government, people might have already leaked this, and people are buying silver in the short term and precious metals, because typically speaking, look, when there is a lot of uncertainty, when there's a lot of doubt, when there's a lot of risk, what happens, guys? Everyone goes into precious metals. And we're seeing more evidence of this as well, because at the moment, cash fund managers are actually sitting at record lows in terms of cash. So cash allocation by fund managers is down to just 3.2%. The lowest data began in since the data began in the 1990s. So what is this telling you? Something else we've been speaking about on the channel is, cash quite often is trash. Because there's gains to be had in other asset classes like precious metals, like stocks. Diversity can always help as well, but that is really interesting. And again, we're just seeing such a massive rally, such a massive spike in the gold price and the silver price. So if you actually analyze this at a technical level, the exciting thing is, every day you kind of opening these price charts, you're looking at potentially record all-time highs. Now, I will caveat by saying, we are approaching a very important psychological level. So even though I want you to understand on this channel that you have to understand we are already above 100 USD. We are already there because we know we can benchmark this. You can't actually buy silver, 1 ounce of silver below 100 USD in Australia. It's gone, right? It's completely gone. It's $106 minimum. Okay, so we're already above that, but the paper price is going to be a very important psychological level. So it's going to work its way up. And what we know is in these types of markets, there can be manipulation as you start to approach these very key psychological levels. So look, as the FOMO, as the hype kicks in, and there is a lot of that for silver at the moment, you have to understand there could potentially be manipulation attempts at this level. So I'm not going to get shaken out if they do kind of bait people in and then try and crash it somehow, if they do have the power to manipulate the price like that. So we have seen a couple of decent red candles, but honestly, it might be a lot harder to manipulate than your other types of markets out there like crypto. And you guys know some of the crypto markets have been significantly manipulated in the last couple of years. Different days they can crash the price. Whether they can do that on silver, I'm not sure, but I just think that's something important to have on the radar as we start to approach this 100 USD level. Now, I would also like to caveat by saying nothing's really changing. So remember the fundamental reasons we're talking about silver, and this is going to differ from other big accounts out there. People are talking about trading the short term. You have to understand that there are so many good fundamentals around precious metals right now. So I want to just tell you guys, trust in governments, record lows, right? It's just plummeting. This is in all Western countries, US, Australia, UK. People don't like the government no more. It's going down. Money printing going up. So money printing is going up, right? There is a lot of money printing. There's also going to be this geopolitical stuff that we're talking about. So you can see right here, we're picking up on this secret alpha that might potentially hit in the next couple of weeks. This war with Iran. This stuff is only going to continue. So I don't think the gears of war are going to grind to a halt and it's going to turn into like daisies and peace. I don't think that's going to be the case. So I think that's going to be another thing that's going to be really hot. And remember, after Iran, you guys think this is going to be over. It's not going to be over, guys. Back to Russia, Ukraine, and then the big grand finale will most likely be this China-Taiwan thing when that finally breaks as well. So again, we have so many compounding things that are supporting silver. And fundamentally, you have to understand as well, it's a useful asset. So you can actually use this in industry, in military usage. And I think that's very, very exciting indeed. So remember, these factors, fundamentally long-term, no change, only growing stronger in silver and precious metals direction. That's what I think anyway. So again, go make your own decisions. Not financial advice, but that's kind of the long-term macro signals I'm seeing for silver. And we are just seeing, look, record exciting stuff coming through for gold and silver and precious metals right now. And the other thing I want to tell you guys is AI is absolutely causing havoc. And you're seeing it on YouTube. You're seeing it on in so many different industries right now. It's really starting to, I would say AI at the moment is going through the adaptation phase. So you're going to see AI YouTube videos. You are going to see AI everywhere now, especially in digital media. It is just, the gates are open right now. And it's an AI race. And this is, again, I want to say this is good for silver. It's good for precious metals because you can't really AI, there's nothing that's going to AI silver out, right? You can't replace silver. You can't replace gold. You can't replace platinum. You can't replace copper. It's not like you can just tech evolve these things and it's going to become outdated. No, it's actually the raw materials that you need for the future economy. So I say, hold on to your seats for the next couple of weeks. I think things are going to get even more exciting than what they are now. I appreciate you watching this and I will see you in the next video. Economic Zeus, signing out.